Welcome, football fans. I'm Carl Gurgis, along with Coach Tim Takel. Welcome to the Yellow Jacket Football Show. Well, Coach, I know you've been coaching for 40-plus years, and it's been frustrating, but I tell you, I don't see any quitting these dogs.
Well, I don't know if we have any dogs, but we got some jackets out there. I let that tickle me. No, there's no quit. Quit's not in my vocabulary, and it's definitely not in these youngsters' vocabulary. We've taken a lot of positive steps forward, and I couldn't be prouder, no doubt about it.
You know, I was having a coffee or breakfast or something with a group of people the other day, and there was a gentleman older than I, if you can believe that, who was sitting at the table.
Was it Methuselah?
I know he was, something like that. And we were talking about it, and he said in athletics is a silent teacher. Learn from it. And I don't know what he was talking about, but I know he was saying in so many words, if it's disappointing, learn from the defeats, and I'm sure that's what the kids are trying to do.
Well, it's not just what's on the scoreboard. It's the first time Jackets played on Freedom Field. You know, we've played three of our four opponents are undefeated in the state of Texas. They're all 4-0. We know we're taking our baby steps. We're putting in a new offense, a new defense. It's a new culture. The beautiful part, they have every reason to not show up and have a good, positive attitude. They have every reason to not work hard, and that's not the case. And honestly, that's refreshing for someone that's been in it as long as I have. But number two, I really don't think many people get to experience that, and that's the true culture and the trueness of the sport of the game of football.
It's a great game, and we'll be back to look at some of the plays in the game with Mayde Creek in just a few moments, so stick with us.
Texas is known for two things: football and barbecue. At Joe's Barbecue in Alvin, we support high school football. Show up in your school colors and you'll automatically get 10% off. Joe's proud to serve certified Angus beef. Joe's Barbecue. It's all about the barbecue.
Well, back with Coach Takel, I'm Carl Gurgis, and we're going to look at the Mayde Creek film. And Coach, I know you've got a few shots for us, so why don't you take over and show us what you got?
I believe the first clip here is going to be us on defense. You're going to see number 28 Wyatt Stinson, number 98 Larry Vohacek, and Thomas Gable stopping their base play. Look at the yellow jerseys around the ball. No one standing around watching, and that play goes for negative yards. We're pretty fired up about that type of football. We just got to stay consistent with it and keep folks from getting out of space. Next play, we'll go defense again, and you're going to see number 94. Andrew Solis, number 44, Hayden Barron, get there with an attitude real quick. And the reason they're having trouble with the snap is because we've been wearing the center out. And when you wear the center out, you're going to have a chance to alter the dadgum snap. And that's why we play this type of front. In high school particularly, we like to put man on top of the center. Pretty excited right there. Things are close and tight. Next play, we're going to be on offense. That's called quarterback wedge. Look at the offensive line surge here. They're slowly learning the new concept of keeping the pads down low. We're pushing the pile. And we ran that play a couple times in a row, and we get 7.5 yards on a quarterback sneak. Gavin Guthrie. Yep, go ahead.
In a wishbone formation.
That's right.
Every time. So.
That's right. That's good football. And it builds confidence. That's Gavin Guthrie, and you can push the quarterback now. That rule's changed.
Who is your fullback, if you would call it that? The big guy in the back, first one, 30, 31, something like that.
That's Bryce. Okay, here next play. Here's play number 5's offense. It's Cody Smith now in at quarterback. Turns around, hands it to Richard Valdez. That's just a base power play, and I'm assuming that's Josiah Perez, excuse me. That's Josiah, but he's running behind Dashiell Foster and Andrew Gormley and Connor Hughes. And we're getting a little better at understanding the concept of what we got to do as far as keeping our pads down, because that's not what they were asked to do in years past, because they ran a different style of offense. Look at old Andrew Gormley climbing the chain. Yeah. It's pretty.
6 yards after he was hit.
Yes, sir. Yards after contact are important in this type of football, no doubt about it. And Josiah doesn't weigh $115. Here's Cody Smith pitching the ball to number 26, Richard Valdez. And the same play to the right formation, just going from left to right. Turns around, tosses it. That's good football. That's good football. We're getting our youngsters in space, and that hasn't been happening in the first couple games.
Good seal off from your offensive line.
Yes,
too.
sir. They do a great job. And then we go back to defense here after we watch this one more time. And this is the one I'm proud of. Watch Drake Fausto, number 9. He destroys the block and then comes off the top as Joe Hayden Barron makes the tackle. And then at number 94, Andrew Solis gets in. Anthony Flores, number 46, and even Gavin Gonzalez. But look at all the jackets around the ball. And that's exciting. But when you destroy that block, and that guy's giving up some poundage. Number 9, Drake Fausto's giving up some poundage here. That's good football. Hayden comes in and cleans it up.
And that's Gavin Guthrie on the corner?
No, sir. That's Drake Fausto
Okay.
coming in on. That's number 9.
Got the numbers wrong.
Yes,
Okay.
sir. That's okay. And then I think this is our last. That's simply our last play here is defense. Watch 25, Thomas Gable right here. He's going to get in. No one gives up. We chase him down. Look at all the guys around the football. They're starting to understand the culture of good things happen on defense if you have a lot of your jerseys around the ball when the play's blown dead.
There's only 11 on a team, but it probably was 11 there plus.
Looks like 13. We laugh, and our defensive coordinator, Coach Tebow, says play like there's 13 football players, and that's good. That's good football. Proud of them.
Well, we've got an off week this week. Then we hit into District 24 6A play. Start with, I think, Lake over at Challenger. Give me a little insight onto the district in general. I know we have an off week right now.
Well, it's not an off week. I don't take offense to it, but it's more of an open week because that gives us a chance to pop the hood, look at some nuggets that we need to kind of polish, and then do some nuts and bolts work. But 24-6A is going to be wide open. No one has a win, no one has a loss till this coming weekend while we're open. But we'll open up, of course, with Clear Lake. They're 2-2, could easily be 3-1. They lost to a strong Manville team, then they came back and beat George Ranch, beat Texas City, and then lost on the second to the last play of the game against Chavez. They have a tough opponent in Dixon this week, but we're excited about the opportunity because we teach that the season's in 4 quarters. You have your scrimmages, which is first quarter. Second quarter is, of course, non-district. Then you go halftime, which is open week. Then you go district play, and then if you're fortunate enough, you have a playoff. So we feel like we can play for that 4th spot.
And we've got an open week, so tell me how the open week differs, let's say, from a week where you have week to week players. Anything you do totally different?
The biggest thing is the grading period ends this Thursday, so we're doing a lot of doing catching up on homework and making sure we're taking apples and sack lunches to the teachers. No, teasingly, we focus in on that fact if there are some delinquency and as far as some outstanding work, but lots of take a step back, like I said, pop the hood and adjust the carburetor and make sure the fuel lines are clean and start getting ready for next week's game.
Currently, Lake is number 1 in district on defense. They've only given up 203 yards a game, so they're going to be solid themselves, as you mentioned.
Yep, and our defense is statistically in 4th place, only about 20 yards behind Lake. Right. I think they're trying to find their identity offensively. It'll be a good matchup. Challenger Stadium with a beautiful complex. We can't wait to go take on Larry McRae. He's an old Brazoria County boy. So that'll be good.
Coached at Manville.
Coached at Manville from Angleton. Coached against him when he was on the great Angleton teams at one time. But yes, he did.
Well, it's a new season when we get into district. 0-4 in the non-district games, and we'll see all of you folks back, next week? Not next week, but probably the week after that when we have the game highlights of the Lake game.
Yes, sir.
See you next week. 2 weeks from now, folks. We'll get it straight in a minute. 2 weeks, that's not 1, it's just 2, okay? Thanks for joining us. For Coach Takel, I'm Carl Gurgis. Good to see you, and we'll see you in a couple of weeks.
Sting 'em.